In my classroom, I've got the touchscreen tablet by my desk. I've done that so that I'm always forward facing the students. It's also on a swing arm so that while I'm teaching and I need a student to come and do some feedback or annotate something for me, they could come up and do the annotation for me. In the classroom, I have 3 screens. So sometimes when the student has come up to annotate, it could be displayed on one of the screens in the classroom while we also have other lessons or the lesson plan still shown on one of the other screens as well. I have the touch screen, I put that on a swing arm so that when the students come to me, the students really like and enjoy having the opportunity to take part in the lesson. So they're more eager within the lesson to take part, especially when they get to come and write or draw on the board, which also allows me to assess their capabilities and the learning aims as well. And it's really piqued the interest in my subject, which is design and technology, and also increased the numbers for GCSE and beyond. Yes, I've used the MyView board in my lessons. It's allowed me to import all my Google Slides so that when I'm using it, when I'm annotating and showing, I can explode the images, get more detail, and because the students can see it better on the board, they can see perfectly what I'm annotating. And what I've also been able to do is to record and share that video as well onto the Google Classroom for the students to see at a later date. Having the endless whiteboard as well through my view board is also very helpful for me, because on a regular screen and not using the MyView board software, you'll have to import a new slide and it takes a lot of time. But with this one, I could pan away and move the screen so that I'll be able to annotate a little bit better and add more to the lesson. Another one, what I also use is implementing tablet in the classroom, in which I have put a QR code on it so that when we're doing a lesson, suppose we're drawing, I get the students to take a picture of it, and then they send it to my view board. And then we can discuss it and do peer-to-peer evaluation on the spot so that it can embed their learning a little bit better. It also allows us to collaborate. So in some of the lessons, because it's in the real world, we want people and students to be more working as teams and collaborate. I have sessions where they work together and then we could take a picture. And then once they send it up to the view board, they discuss it. They'll have someone dedicated who's going to present to it. Because in careers, you'll have to have the opportunity to speak and explain what you've done. So I put that into the lessons as well. And then my view board has really assisted in that. In design and technology, we use the iterative process a lot. And when a lot of the students want to go further into that career and use the technology, using the MyView board and the other processes we use, it allows them to get the opportunity to take some of the real world activities that we take and put into lessons. So they get the actual experience in it where they have to share information and use the technology. With these subjects, we can't get away from the traditional, but because the world is becoming more technical and more technology is becoming in it, and the students nowadays are being more prolific in their use of technology, having it there in the classroom allows me to, when we start off, I'll teach them the basics the traditional way. But then when I have the technology, they get to experience and see how it would be when they go to further their education by using the computers, and me displaying it, they also get the opportunity to see it as well. Because we've moved more away to STEM and more technology within the lessons, because the real world is moving to that way, we're giving them the opportunity to see how it actually works when they go into a further their career, whether it is using the computers, using the experiences they have through the MyView board, doing the presentation, being able to digitally annotize and save. When they get to the real world or further their careers, they'll have to do it in university or colleges as they go on. So it prepares them for their future. In the future, my classroom would have they will have the pen tablets on the desk so that the students can also take part in the lesson, because the pen tablets allow the annotation. You can walk around with it in the classroom and the students can take part a little bit easier within the lessons, so you can get the more feedback, more positive, instant feedback as if they understand, and also for them to be more integrated and take part of the lesson. The AI technology as well would also be useful within the lessons, because it allows you to get more feedback of how your lessons went and how the students are feeling, even though they're not giving it on their faces. The technology also can give you reports and feedback on that. I think AI, because AI and STEM go together, it will give us the opportunity to let the students see how it works and get a feel of it, because that's the way how the world is going now with more AI. So it would open their minds and their knowledge on what AI can do for them, while giving me feedback on how the lessons went. AI can help with the STEM when you're doing programming, using one of the programming languages or applications. Students will have a chance to see the simulation happening, and you can put in the real world variables, and they can actually see what can happen based on the variables they've put in. Working with ViewSonic has been excellent. My school is totally with the large ViewSonic boards, but within my lessons and in my department, having one of those screens, it would not work with the layout. So we researched and we found the tablet that we'll be able to use. And from that, we've had a lot of direct contact with ViewSonic to further implement how we use that within the classroom. We also see all the other products that ViewSonic has that would be integral and that can be used within our lessons as well. So ViewSonic has impacted education because they have a wide range of hardware and software that have many uses, whether it's just basic presenting and then going further down into lessons where it has all the aids that a teacher can have. So you can go from one aspect, which is very simple, and then going down deep into the technological way, where you can have the drawing on the screens. You could go into the gaming, which is a large industry as well that ViewSonic is going into. So ViewSonic has a lot of the hardware, software that can be beneficial, which is ahead of a lot of the other companies that are out there.